Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a new show called Our Flag Means Death, and I imagine a lot of you have heard of this show because it has exploded on the internet. It's very, very good. But yeah, I thought I'd make a video on it because since I started watching it, I just can't stop thinking about it. It's so good. But the first half of this video will be spoiler free, so if people haven't seen it, so this is a bit of an introduction to it in case you do want to watch it, and then the second half of this video I will, talk about all the things that happen that I want to talk about, and yeah, I'll make it very clear when that point is. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So this is the no spoiler part. So Our Flag Means Death is a HBO Max show created and starring Taika Waititi, and it's about an aristocrat who abandons his lovely privileged life, even though unhappy life, to become a pirate. And he becomes this gentleman pirate, and then eventually meets Blackbeard, who is this fearsome pirate, and that is Taika Waititi. And yeah, it is fantastic. Now with this show, I hadn't heard anything about it before it came out. I hadn't seen any advertising, any talk about it whatsoever. That may be because I'm in the UK, so it's a US show, and there's no official means for people in the UK to watch the show, but I kind of get why it wouldn't have been advertised to me, but I kind of heard it was kind of one of those quiet releases. Yeah, so about, towards the end of March, I started seeing stuff about it. So fan art and people who were because I follow a lot of people who are on Ghost's Twitter, and a lot of them have fallen in love with the show as well, which I'm not surprised about at all. So I started seeing people tweet about it, and I thought I'd give it a go, and it's fantastic. It's so good. And yeah, so despite this very, very quiet release, it has done, it's just exploded. It's blown up. It's insane. It is the 11th most in-demand show in America and worldwide, I think, as well. Yeah, which is just ridiculous. It's done so well, but as of filming this video, it has not been renewed for a series 2. Which, is drawing up a bit of controversy just because how successful the show has been. It's got an amazingly high score on Rotten Tomatoes. It's done well, with critics, with audiences, with views. It's done amazingly well, so it'd be a mistake if they didn't renew it. It's so good. And again, like I said, there is no official way to watch it in the UK. You have to use a VPN. But as I always say with stuff like this, if there's no way for me to watch it in the UK, I am going to go through the unofficial means, such as using a VPN. It still gives them views, it's still helpful in a way, but as soon as it does become available in the UK, I will watch it again, especially a show that's as good as this. I will definitely 100% watch it again. Like I say, with the CBS Ghosts and the international versions of Taskmaster. Once they're available, I will watch them officially in the UK and support it that way. So I think the thing that has really made it so popular is the fact that it has, it's been praised for its approach to writing and creating gay and queer characters insanely well. It features many romances and relationships between all of the male and non-binary pirates on the ship, which is awesome. The relationships seem very authentic, realistic, and natural, which is very, very good for a show. I feel a lot of the times, sometimes they feel a bit forced or they're a bit tokenized, and they've done an incredibly good job at making those relationships seem normal. Obviously, I know people are going to harp on about historical accuracy, but it's nice to watch queer people have a good time being pirates. There's nothing wrong with that. I know it's not historically accurate, and the attitudes towards them isn't historically accurate, but it's nice to watch and it's fun, especially oh no, that's a spoiler, I won't say that. But yeah, there is also a non-binary character in the show, and they're also played by a non-binary actor, which is great. We love it when, people are sharing their experiences through acting. It's great. And yeah, they use they, them pronouns throughout the show. It seemed it's not really made a big deal of, which is really, really good. And yeah, as I said, it doesn't feel tokenized or they're just putting it in for brownie points or whatever. It seems like a genuine, it's just a natural, genuine character. And I think that's fantastic. I don't know whether to say the name of the character. I don't know whether that's spoilery, but I won't say it just in case. But yeah, it's they feel just genuine and they just want to write about these cool characters, and I think it's so good. I love it. And also there's a very diverse cast in terms of skin colour and nationality, and again I feel like it's not tokenized. They're all very, very well developed characters. They're all very distinct. Nobody's like kind of characteristics are born out of tropes or stereotypes, which I really appreciate as well. And yeah, the characters are from all over the world, and I think it makes for a really, really strong and interesting ensemble cast. It's just fantastic. Now, even though it did have like a small release, it does have some really big names. So again, as I said, Taika Waititi directed, wrote, I think, as well, and stars in the show. Rhys Darby plays the main character called Stede, and then we've also got Christian Nairn, who played Hodor in Game of Thrones. We've got Rory Michael Kinnear, who was in the James Bond films. We've got Joel Fry and Gus Kahn, which is awesome. Leslie Jones, Fred Armisen, Nick Kroll, Christian Skoll, and Will Arnott. So some of them are just in 1 or 2 episodes, but I think it's got a really, really good supporting cast as well as the main group of pirates. And yeah, and I think as well, from what I've seen from their like IMDb, Wikipedia pages, a lot of the like core cast are kind of like up and coming new actors. So I think it's great that we've got a mix of like big names and new talent. And yeah, it just is an excellent ensemble cast. And yeah, if you want to watch a really fun but emotional show that has gay pirates in it, then I strongly recommend it. It's so good. So now I'm going to talk about specific spoilers in this show, including like the most shocking thing that happens at the end of the series. So if you haven't watched the show and you don't want it spoiled, stop watching now, please. I do not want to ruin this show for you. Because yeah, I didn't have it spoiled, but like I knew something bad happened at the end of the show. I didn't know exactly what. I thought it would kind of be like a bigger thing. I think the fact that, just definitely do not watch if you haven't seen it. Okay, I think the way Lucius died, or possibly, I really hope he's not dead, but I think the way Lucius died and the fact that it wasn't like this massive death scene is like almost like an insult to his character. He's such a strong character throughout, and it's such like he's just thrown overboard and is barely like kind of acknowledged. I know like Blackbeard says he's dead and like they ask him where he is, but like it's not like a big death scene, and I feel like he kind of, if he's gonna die, I feel like he deserves that. Especially because we've just seen Stede, reenact this massive death scene. I feel like it's just so sad that if he is dead, and I don't see how he could have survived. If he is dead, then I just feel like it's really unfair on him. I feel like all the other characters that have died have had like really kind of like big deaths, and deaths that are kind of really like weigh on the characters. And I imagine if we do get a series 2 and we do see like Blackbeard, I feel like he will come to terms with it a bit more on like what he's done. And like, yeah, I'm just so sad that like I knew that there was a death at the end of the show. I knew that was going to happen, but I thought it was going to end in like somebody being stabbed with like a more ambiguous, oh, is he dead, is he not? But like I feel like he's actually dead, and what? That's just not fair. And like, yeah, I feel like killing off such an important, funny, like lovely character he's like very impactful throughout the whole thing. Like he's in every episode, I think. I mean, I knew that Stede and Ed's relationship wasn't going to be smooth sailing, pardon the pun, but it did break my heart seeing Ed on the like the pier bit and just waiting for Stede to come, and he didn't. It's just but yeah, I feel like, they are endgame, I guess. I can't imagine them not ending up together and like, either sailing the seas together forever or like going and retiring somewhere. I feel like they have to be endgame. They have to be. And also Jim and Olu, I love that pairing so much. I think I was probably, maybe because I knew Ed and Stede like would get together, because I did kind of have spoiled, but with Jim and Olu, it was, that to me was the more like slow burn one. Like, I just love those two together so much. And yeah, they're just great. And again, just such a like natural relationship again, it doesn't, I just like how there's no kind of like questioning anything, and then when we do have, I mean there's a lot of queer characters, but when we do, it's not really like, I feel like a lot of the times when we see like non-binary characters in film, it's always kind of related to a coming out in some way, whereas with Jim it's not, it's just who they are and everybody just accepts that, and I think it's just wonderful, and again something that I haven't really seen in a show before, so I really love that. It's so good. But yeah, they're definitely probably my favourite relationship. I didn't expect Lucius and Black Pete to be together, and again I love their relationship as well. I think they're very funny together, and yeah, just not something I would have expected. I wouldn't have put those two together after the first few episodes, but I love them together as well. I think there's just so many good relationships, and they're so, just so loving and natural and organic and just so authentic, and it's wonderful. Oh yeah, there's so many things to talk about this show, I can barely remember, but all of the cast are just absolutely brilliant. And I'm so glad that we kind of did get that at the end when we saw Stede on the boat, because I was thinking, I can't, like, we've already got Lucius to worry about whether he's alive. I just can't, like, I just don't think I'd be able to cope if we didn't know, if we just had those, like, you know, the main core of people on that island and that was it, and no kind of hope that they'd be rescued. But we've got that hope that Stede's there, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I feel like they'll pull through, and, you know, they've got a boat, at least they can get off the island. I guess with like a pirate show where there's a lot of danger, a lot of fighting and death, like we are, like, I should be expecting there to be like more deaths. Like the fact we've only got one out of the main lot, I think that's, you know, I think they've been kind to us in that regard. I just love them all so much. I don't want any of them to like not be in the show anymore. I'm very, very sad about Lucius. He was just such a great character, but I guess he could have survived. He might be a great swimmer, I guess. But yeah, just the general arc, I think it's just such a well-written show. So the general arc throughout the whole series is so good. You've got Ed and Stede's relationship developing, and I love them. Ed teaching Stede how to be a ruthless pirate, and then Stede teaching Ed how to be a gentleman. I think the dynamic between the two, just like polar opposites, like opposites attract, enemies to lovers, and then to enemies again. Just such wonderful stuff. I love it. I have heard though that some people are skipping the first 3 episodes, which why? There's only 10 episodes and there's such a great kind of like development in the first 3. I guess after the first 3, that's when we do get Ed in the show a bit more, so I get that. And if you want to see the relationship with Stede and Ed, I get that, but there's so much good stuff in the first 3 episodes. Like, I just like the whole, when Jim was dressing up in a disguise, I feel like that was really cool, and when they were like caught out by Lucius. Yeah, it's just such good stuff. I don't know why you wouldn't want to watch that. I love the final imagery of the flag at the end, and like Ed being just like emo and just like heartbroken that Stede's left him, and having the kind of like the juxtaposition between Ed being this like ruthless pirate who's abandoning half his shipmates on an island, cutting off his first mate's toes, making him eat it, and then crying in the window in his like ex-lover's like ship. I think all the characters are just so like multi-dimensional, and I just love that. Like, I don't think there's any character that just has like, that just isn't developed, and I feel like for a show that is as kind of like low-key as this one to begin with, obviously it's blown up now, but like show that's so low-key, to just create such like genuine characters and like actually and put so much effort into creating these wonderful characters. Whereas I feel like with a lot of mainstream shows, I feel like a lot of the time they just go with what's popular and what like they want the audience to want, like what they expect the audience to want, and then as a result you kind of end up with slightly basic characters. Whereas with this, I feel like I just put so much effort into the characters and with the storyline as well. And I love the bit between Mary and Stede, where, you know, Stede tells his wife that he is in love with a man, and she just hugs him, and it's just, that's it. There's no like horrible, you know, there's no judgment there or anything like that. It's like, good, we found loves in different people, that's fine. let's go live our lives the way we want to, and that's just wonderful. I love it. We love healthy storylines. They weren't a healthy relationship, but I think that even though they irritated each other, they weren't a good married couple. You know, I think that scene kind of showed that there was a care there between the two of them, which was nice, and I liked that their kind of relationship ended in a good way, and then it wasn't just a horrible way of ending it. I think it was really nice. Yeah, I don't know what else to say apart from I'm very, very sad about Lucius. But yeah, as I said, I just love the show. I think probably Oluwande is probably one of my favourite characters. I just love him so much. And Jim, I love Jim. They're awesome. Every character is just so good. And yeah, I think it's just such a good show. And like, it has to be like kind of like they have to bring it to the UK officially, because I saw on Twitter like Our Flag Means Death was trending in the UK with like 13,000 tweets, which is ridiculous considering it's not even a show that has been released here. But yeah, I've seen a lot of controversy about the fact that it hasn't been renewed, and people are saying if it isn't renewed, then HBO was just showing that they don't really care for like showcasing stories that involve like a primarily queer cast or characters. They're not sure what the actual actors' sexualities or anything are, but I feel like, yeah, it does reflect badly on them if they've given this show such a small release, and despite the fact that it's blown everything out of the water and done amazingly well, like in the US and worldwide, and then they won't renew it. Like, it doesn't look good on them, and they should renew it because it's such a fantastic show. But yeah, I just love it, and I imagine a lot of people who like Ghosts was like it, you know, trading one gay captain for another, and yeah, it's just really good. I just really like it. I think that's all I have to say on the video. It's amazing. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please give it a like. It's really appreciated, and yeah, comment down below what you think of Our Flag Means Death. Yeah, I'm sure you love it just as much as I do, and yeah, subscribe if you want to see more videos to do with TV. Thank you for watching. Bye.